afternoon, whatever it is now. Bruce Kirkland, Toronto Sun. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
So, 4 movies. Bella's contained. Now she's a tiger let out of the cage. I'm curious if you could talk about what that was like as an actress, especially when you were doing it at the same time as the first part of Breaking Dawn. So you were caged, uncaged, maybe on the same days, but also related to the central themes of the movie, which is the rites of passage for a girl into womanhood.
I was really lucky to have played human Bella for so long. The best aspects of every vampire, all of their gifts, everything that makes them really special is always it's always an enhanced version of what they were when they were human. And so I really did get to play an incredibly well-rounded version of a vampire just because I actually got to take those steps for real. And I think that she. I think I always say the same thing. But if you were to take the fact that she becomes a vampire completely away, it's just a more realized version of who she's been the entire time. I think it's why it really touches so many people. I think too. It's like it really does represent that stage of life where you're full, pumping, full of like bubbling over with something that maybe you can't put your finger on. And if you're the type of person, in this case, I'm not gonna make a huge thing about the girl thing, but like a girl who has faith in themselves enough to not ignore those feelings and find out why they're there, and sort of, people kind of think she's nuts the entire time. It's like Bella's always losing it. She's making very odd decisions, and they're fully informed by feeling. And I think that now it all makes sense, and she can kind of stand up and go, I told you, it was worth it, and we held on for a reason. And really satisfying, really like a lot of fun. And it was also like breaking her in like a car as well. It's like how fast does it go? And it was fun.
Hi, Kristen. Are you keeping, or did you want to keep any props or parts of your costume as a memento of the series?
I kept the rings. The rings are really important to me. Her mother gives her a moon ring in the beginning, and fully and completely reminds me of Catherine Hardwicke every time I look at it. And I'm trying to think anything else. I have that too. Hold on to that one. Other than that, she's not really into stuff. There aren't a whole lot of props. So no, that was probably it. The rings, but those are really, really extremely important to me. I love those things.
Kristen, Rob was telling us a little bit earlier about what the moment that it kind of hit him, that it was how big the magnitude of this series was going to be. And that was in Munich when you stepped into the crowd of 30,000 people, and the people were going crazy, and it was just like, what? I was just wondering, for you, was that the same moment for you, or when did you realize that how big this thing was going to be? It's grown so much, even kind of recently, even. So I don't know if we ever, never really realized to the extent that it's gotten to. But Comic-Con for me was the first time I was ever hit with a wave of human energy that was like, this is not a normal movie. And we always really approached Twilight. What is going on? That was very weird. No, it just felt like something that was so very much our own, and that first dose of sharing it with the first dose of looking up and seeing that something that's really like affected you and moved you does the same thing to other people. It was like mind blowing. Coolest thing about the job, actually, because like when you have that on set with a director or an actor or whatever, anytime you like something together, you're gonna like it more. And so after that, it was like, whoa, we're really going places. I was really excited. I was excited and incredibly overwhelmed, admittedly, but it is kind of the greatest part of the job, is to be able to share that.
Hi, Kristen.
Hey.
First of all, thank you so much for being the biggest champion that Twilight fan sites could ever ask for. We're all the Twilight fan sites in this row, so thank you so much.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here.
So thank you for taking us seriously and bringing such a realism to Bella Swan.
Oh, thanks, man.
My question is, now that Bella is a vampire, it looks like you finally got to do some real kick-ass stunt work. Could you talk to us about, did you embrace that? How much did you love doing that kind of thing?
I broke my thumb maybe like the first or second day of our really sort of intense actiony type stuff. So that was really frustrating. But it was fun. I think I got a little taste of it. I got a little taste of it when we were in Italy. Just like the physicality was so important then, and it finally became important again. And I don't know, what can I say? I think I'd been on the sidelines for so long, just itching, going like, God, I think I could do that pretty well. I think I could do that pretty well. I think those contacts are gonna look pretty cool. So I was like bursting to do it, and and which I think is probably why I broke my thumb. I was a little overzealous. What'd you say? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hey, Kristen, over here.
Hey.
So, as a teenager, it was the best movie ever. I enjoyed it so much.
Nice.
And so, I'm only 14, and I
No,
thought,
you're not.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's nuts.
and I found it so cool that Bella's life is kind of paused as an 18-year-old because she's still so young. And my question to you was, if you could pause your life at one moment in time, what age would you be?
I'm not there yet, so I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I'm not there yet. I don't know yet. Are you? You don't know that yet, right?
Absolutely
Yeah, no.
not.
I can't wait to get to that point. I don't know. I mean, that's probably a pretty. Yeah, I'm not sure. Somebody actually recently asked me that and couldn't answer it for them, so I do apologize. It's the most boring answer ever, but I don't know. Which is probably pretty telling. Haven't gotten to that point yet.
Hi, Kristen. Right
Hey.
Sort of along those same lines, I was kind of wondering, Bella's journey in her late teens, how did that kind of parallel with your own journey, since you're very similar in age, when you were filming those scenes?
I don't know. I think without taking any of the truth out of this, it's so sort of general. It's kind of like what I think kind of like what I was saying a second ago, just about that period where you're like, wait, do I go with this, or is that crazy? Like, do I go with this? I think that ultimately the answer for me is like absolutely. And you question yourself along the way constantly, and I don't think that you should ever stop doing that necessarily. You should always constantly question everything, push harder. But I think it just gets a little easier. I don't know. I definitely feel a little bit more realized, a lot more actually, and maybe just by chance we happen to be the same age. I mean, it's a tough one because she lives so many years in such a tiny little period of time, and that's only because of the story. So it's kind of hard to put yourself there completely. But I think I've grown up a little bit. I don't know.
Kristen, if I could follow on that, please. Can you just talk a little bit about what doing these movies has effect it's had on your career as far as movie choices? Do you think it sped up what you would have done, or would you? Has it? Can you just talk about the effect these films have had on your career choices and film choices?
I've always a question that I can't answer is, what do you want to do next? What's your dream role? What are you really looking to do? Where do you see yourself? It doesn't make any sense because that's like such an outsider's perspective. Suddenly you're going like, well, I want people to look at me like this. It's like, unless you see it, and until you see it, and what are you responding to? You're responding to
other people's perspective of you, which is so weird, and why a lot of actors do what they do, and I don't get that. But I think I've always, things have fallen in my lap, and I've gotten incredibly, insanely lucky to get the right feelings and meet people that share them, and that's if I can keep doing that, I will be a happy girl. I think that yeah, it's always a pretty impulsive thing. It's always, because you can read a fantastic script and that's not necessarily, it might not be in you to do. One thing that I don't think I do is play characters. I as soon as you start claiming that you can be someone that you're not, you're crazy. And I think scripts can really surprise you. You go, wow, I did not know that I would respond to something like that. I did not know that I had that in me. And so the process of making the movie is just finding that, like digging a little deeper. And I think that's why maybe I've played parts that are really similar to me because I'm young and I wanted to explore things that were like more apparent to me. And now getting to the point where I want to dig a little deeper. And yeah, you can shock yourself a little bit with this. And that's what I would like to do.
Hey, Kristen. Right over here.
Hey.
The montage at the end of the movie kind of sums up every...
Whoa, dude.
Sorry.
Is this like a full... Okay, cool. Just everyone maybe watching this, don't listen to anything he's saying right now.
Ignore me.
But
come
on.
It was
Hey,
kind
I
of...
didn't mean that.
It was kind of... Well, not you. Don't ignore me. Them. It kind of summed up everything you've been working on and everything that you've been doing for the past so many years. What was it like the first time you saw that?
Yeah, no. I actually saw it a while ago, and it... I wish I had a better way to say it. It's crazy. It's so crazy. You typically just don't get that opportunity to look back. And I saw it again recently. I just saw the final cut. I couldn't. Nope. Like, it's a really good thing that no one was around. I love that Bill sort of... my favorite thing about him is that he understood, really put his finger on what drives this thing. Is he wasn't shying away from anything. Not to make it sound, I don't want to say not sappy, but like this thing is, it's romantic. It's what it is what is attractive about it. It's what is so sort of stirring. And I think if anyone was going to try and be cool about it, it just would have been a shame. And I think that could have been so easy for so many people to do. And Bill lent himself to it so fully. And I think you can see that at the end. It's sort of, I mean, you can tell that he's a huge fan of the story and of everything that's been going down. And it's a nice little knife twist as well. You're like, really? It's over? Just give you one more little... I love that thing. I think it's really great. I love Bill for doing that.
Hi, Kristen. I just wanted to, you got to play a mom in this movie, and I just wanted to talk to you or ask you how that may have made you look differently at your own mom, and what that may have opened up for you just all around.
Mom. I don't know. I think that I think that it might be something that you're sort of born with or not born with. Some people have really, really strong natural instincts, really like strong desires to be a mom. And it was one of my favorite things about the story from day one. There was never enough about that in the script for me. And luckily Stephanie's been really involved in this last one especially. And so she's on set every single day. And it was something that we were really together about. And I think that, how has it changed I don't know. I don't think it's changed much. I think, I mean, it was one aspect of her that I was really most excited to play. It feeds into the, vampires have slightly more animalistic nature. It was perfect for it. It was like, what better way to show that, But I don't think, God, I don't think. I've always really. I have a great relationship with my mom, and she can be a bit feral when it comes to being a mom. I think that's kind of just what it is. I think. But no, I don't. I wish I could sit here. If I had an answer, I would totally give it. I don't think that I do, so I'm not going to make one up. Dude. No, I can't. I can't wait to be a mom, but like, I can wait.
Kristen, you and Rob and Taylor have been
Hey.
At the center not just of the Twilight story, but the Twilight phenomenon, which has got to be a pretty singular experience. Can you talk about the bonds that the three of you formed that 10, 20 years ago, only you guys are going to understand what this was like?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to not be alone in that, I guess. But there are a lot of people that are exceedingly famous. I mean, I guess we share the movies. That's like the. Another really common question is like, how is it going to be to walk away from this? I genuinely don't feel like I have to walk anywhere. I don't have to. It's what I love about this job is you hold these things. I wouldn't have done it in the first place unless it was something that I was going to always carry. And I think they feel the same way. I mean, they tell me they do. And in terms of having like that one person that like understands what it's like, this plight. There are a lot of exceedingly famous people, and they all get it. I think. Yeah, there you go. I don't know.
Kristen, you said you don't have to walk away. I get to hold on to it. We asked Rob about that also, and he said it's going to take about 10 years.
For what?
To have it out of his system. My question to you is: are you glad it's over? Finally.
I'm really happy to not have the. I'm so happy that the story is told. You have no idea. Usually you've got like 5 weeks, 5 months to look at a schedule and go, that day's coming up, that day's coming up. We had 5 years. And so, the fact that this thing is out and it's not weighing on us anymore, super excited about that. But I don't want it to sound like I'm, excited just to be done with the experience, because to be honest, it's like such a particular tone. Anything you do an interview for Twilight, you go back. I just started to develop a stutter. Do you hear that? But anything like reshoots, conversations with past directors, anything. It's like it just falls right back into that. It's just, I don't know how to describe. It's a feeling, and I will definitely miss that. But again, I feel like it's not going anywhere. I feel like anytime something's brought up or we see someone, it is sad. It is strange. But it's normal. Things shouldn't stay stagnant. Got to move on.
Rob actually said it would take him 10 years to understand the full meaning of why the franchise has such an effect on the audience.
I can't wait.
That was the actual
Right.
context for it.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's another common question is explain the phenomenon. You're like, yeah, cool. Let me just explain this phenomenon to you. Like, I would just phenomenon every single day if I knew the equation. I would just do it constantly. Yeah.
Hi, Kristen.
Hey.
Hi. Rob said he's not a fan of the word franchise. Would you be open to doing another film that's a series?
Right.
Not so much a franchise?
Yeah. It depends. I think it's hard to sign on to something before you know what it's going to be.
Sign you up for 5 films, per se.
Wait, what?
If they wanted to sign you up, like in this case, 4 or 5 films, would that be, going through the experience already, would you be open to doing something like that again?
Probably. My guess is that probably not, but not because of. I think it's just really rare to find something that lends itself to that. I would also probably want to know where it was going, and there are a few stories I don't know. I've never really been like a huge fan of any comic book or like a huge fan of any, I don't know. I like, no. I mean, so as of now, probably not. But, never say never.
Kristen, hi. Over here.
Hey.
The holidays are coming. What would you like to give your character for the holiday? And anything that she's done that you'd love to do for maybe like rock climbing or breaking that rock?
I broke that rock, actually. Old Beller, what do you want for Christmas, girl? I don't know. What do I want to give her for Christmas? I don't know. You guys, what would you give her for Christmas? See? She's not she's just like not that into stuff. I don't know. Let me see. In fact, hates presents, so I would mail her something. yeah, that's a good one. What would I want to do?
Anything that she could do, like superpower wise, or anything that you would love to do for your like rock climbing or strength, or.
I would love to be able to run that fast. That'd be fun. Yeah, we didn't really get to. That's the one thing that we were able to really get close to to most experiences that she has. We always wanted to like push it as far as we could. But then when I'm standing on a treadmill, being dragged behind a truck in the woods, and I know that this isn't gonna even make it in the movie because it's fairly ridiculous, and I just wanted to be able. And that's my favorite. Honestly, that's one of my favorite parts of the entire series. Is that first hunt is like just going. I didn't really feel like I could go. It was very frustrating. So if I could do that.
Would you like to live forever?
No.
Last question.
Kristen, you've done a lot of press for this. I was just wondering, is there one thing that someone hasn't asked you that you were like, when are they going to ask me that?
No. I don't think so. Nope. Let me just say, what do I want to tell you guys? What do I really, really want to desperately let out right now? No, I don't know. I thought she was going to do it. Damn it. No. Yeah. I've heard that. Do people really do that? That's really weird, to be honest. No. That's the weirdest thing ever. No. Yeah, no, nope.
Thank you all very much.